Alright, sorry about the silence. Let me make sure this is working. Oh yeah, that's recording. Alright, sorry about the silence. Wow. That's crazy town. Alright, well I guess I'm doing this. I had kind of a fear of streaming, but you know, I think it's time I just jump on in. Oh god. My stuff is falling apart. Alright, I think here's the deal. Here's how I'm gonna do things at first. I'm gonna play for a bit. I'm gonna get the video started after I play for a bit, because I do want to get some serious practice in. And yeah, and this is all nested within a practice log. So, you know, isn't that exciting? Alright, well, I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I think I have that memorized. I'd say. I need to tune my guitar. Hold on. Something that I'm working on a lot with this is nail sound. All this stuff. I just changed my nail shape again, and I realized that the ramp is actually the way to go. So I'm kind of in pain right now. Because I have really tiny ramps. You guys see that SpongeBob video. I'm not gonna play it yet. I'm gonna play it when I get bored. Oh, hey, we got people in the chat. Hello. Whoa. We got Emma, Lucidia, and Alice. What's up, y'all? 6. I find that so hard. You guys can't even see my right hand, I'm sorry. You gotta see the money makers. Alright. Like any cowboy can play that, but I can't. D, A. Tests. Nope. Just need to work on that. Chat. Whoa, there's 6 people watching. What the hell? Leo, what's up? How's it hanging? Yeah, guys. Good morning, Peter. Though it's 5 o'clock for me right now. It's too bad I stopped drinking, am I right? Life sucks after you stop drinking. I'm just kidding. It's way better. Alright. No. I forget. Alright. I challenge anyone to play that with no nail sound. I think it's impossible. I'm gonna try right now. Oh. That one was good. That one was good. Alright. We're in. I'm barely alive. Crescendo. Is that how slow I'm supposed to practice? Crescendo. Alright, memory test. Memory test. I have to check the chat on my phone. I don't know how to do this. Yeah. Either you play with all nail sound or no nail sound. It's bad when you start mixing them. Yeah. The hands are feeling sore, by the way. Wow, I can't believe there's 9 people watching right now. It's crazy. curse at you. Can I cut that out? I can't cut anything out. Oh my god. I'm not ready to play it from memory. Sorry, everyone. I didn't accidentally turn it off, did I? Alright. Memorized. All right. How about this? Nope. God. I think I'm ready. Let's see here. Oh, Heidi's here. What's up, Heidi? Euphoria? Yeah, that's right. When I am good and ready, I'm gonna play SpongeBob SquarePants Skin Theory, which is an hour-long video. So I'm gonna try to go as long as I can without watching it. That's usual good practice. Practice for as long as you can, and then slowly start adding in dopamine. However you can. We're gonna refrain though for now. All right, I'm gonna try to play this from memory. All right. Let me tune. tune. Stuff in it, but hopefully a lot of good stuff too. I think it did. I don't know how it sounds. I don't know how it comes across with the mic, but hopefully it doesn't sound like shit. It might though. There's no processing or anything. I think I'm good to move on to the next part, so I'm gonna do that. Let me check the chat. What's going on? There we go. It's going well. Thank you, Heidi. First trumpet practice. Playing is beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's mostly the guitar. That's what $7 grand gets you, right? All right. Practice rooms, trumpet. Oh wait, what'd you say? Locked your access to the practice room. That's rough too with trumpet. You can't just practice that anywhere. Let's see. Trumpet's cool. I played trumpet once. Alright, I don't know what's going on in the chat now. But I'm going to move on to the next section. And that's what we're doing. Alright. Yeah, that's an issue. You know, that's a big thing with playing guitar. Like, how do you make... Because you have to connect that line. How do you do that, right? You just have to move fast. That's the answer. Same thing there. Yeah. melody moves around like that. Oop, I like that. It's tough. See if I have that memorized. No. Ugh. It's beautiful. I don't have it memorized. I can't even play single notes. I can't do it that way. Let's see. You did inspire me to get classical guitar from Euphoria, excuse me. I sold my 12-string. Thank God. Good. You got a wait. You got a $300 Martin guitar? Is it a nylon? Yeah. Buzzing is the bane of everything. It's the bane of me, for sure. Oh, looks like Leo left. See ya. Steve Cassidy from Scotland. Hello. Yeah, man, Scotland's cool. Scotland's cool. Alright, back to this. I so don't have it memorized. It's so weird. At it. I'm too used to playing that fast now. I need to like... So from here, Okay. 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 It's all open strings. I just have to know what's going on in every beat, and I can't use any muscle memory because it screws me. Is all that memorized? Let's see. That second part down a little bit. I think there's still stuff going on. Alright. Let's see what you guys have been talking about. Have a good marriage. Somebody getting married? Oh, I think Leo's getting married. Nice. I am playing Schubert Lobe de Trinnen. No, this is not 997, but I might play that. I can play Smoke on the Water. If you want the way that I learned, it's like that. I know you can play it there. I think that's where it actually is. Smoke on the Water. Can you chug the basses while you do it? Yeah. Can I get a pick? Hold on. Do I have a pick around here? There. Oh, this one's small. It's a tiny little pick. Oh god, I can't do this. Probably sounds really bad. Yeah, it really is peak. Lamentos Tomorrow, that's a throwback. I don't even know if I can... I'm sorry. That one's, it's been a while since I played that one. Yeah, I love that one too. I really should get back into that. I want to learn more Garotto. There's one more piece by it that I wanted to learn. I've been, I could probably learn more music. I've been a little lazy. I went pretty hard last year. I've been trying to get the Morel Sonatina back too. I'm probably not going to work on any of that today. My nails are like so short right now, and they're not a good shape. I'm struggling over here. It's weird. I feel like I have it memorized, but it just... I don't know. From memory. Fuck! That wasn't my fault. I knew where I wanted to go. Close enough. It's not close enough, I know. I know that playing it perfectly isn't the point of this, but it's kind of a good indicator. Are you able to play through a passage perfectly? Like, just in general? Just once? Like 1 out of 10 times? If the answer is no, then you're not playing it well enough. There should at least be a chance that you play it and everything comes out perfectly. If there's no chance, that's really bad. Alright, now without looking. Ooh, I can look at the guitar. Alright, I say we move on. Just another pass. Whoa. Nope. Going to move on quite yet. Alright. I'm going to let that digest. See what everybody's talking about. Hey, Last Chairbender. What's up, man? How's it going? Let's see. Look at this guy playing plastic strings. I know, right? It's coming from Victor Nickel over here. Let's see. Are you really excited to move? Yeah, I'm moving in early August. I am excited to move. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a little sad. I kind of have plans of doing like a final sort of extravaganza for when I move. Where maybe I'll like play through all the music I worked on here and do a big reaction video to the Julian Bream Fugue Masterclass again for the 3rd time. You know, just, it'll be the last time I'm here. I'll maybe do it in like the the old chair section too, like in my living room. It'll be sad. It'll be cool moving to the new place though, because I'm gonna have a whole room to do YouTube stuff. So I envision setting things up again, kind of how they used to be, and I'll have a movable camera to move to the different scenes and stuff. Because right now, it does feel slightly lame just always being confined to the space here. I like to. I feel like it'd be cool to move around. You know. Yeah. No, I want to bring that stuff back. Holding the camera, dangling. That'd be cool. Alright. I'll see if I have this. Okay, we made it through that. Oh my god, has it been an hour already? Dang. Okay, well, I'm sorry I haven't started the video yet. I'll start it soon, but I'm not ready yet. I still feel pretty good. Sorry. Maybe I'm not as focused as I thought. That's a bad one for nail sound right there. Get all those to come out. Gmail. It's nothing. Beautiful, and the playing is not half bad either, am I right? Yeah. Oh, yay. Listen to that. Clean. Just do that every time. Oof. If I hear nail sound again, I die. I think we're good. I think we're alive. Oh man. If I'm being real honest, I heard a little something in there. I'm paranoid that the microphone is picking up the nail sound, like, way more than I can actually hear it. And I just sound like a fool. Jay's in. Sup, Jay? Yep, the basil plant. On the last day I film here, I'll do the basil plant too. Sorry, I didn't mean to silently read the chat. It's probably not very engaging. Alright. Let's see what I've memorized. Oops. Second note. Oh my god. It's D octaves. It's the same two first notes as Sweet Child of Mine. Nice intonation up there. Oh. Yeah. I'll remember it that way. I'll remember that the that section of the Schubert piece starts the same way as Sweet Child of Mine. Alright. I can't. I'm still a little sick. What am I doing? Get it. Hold on. You know what, I think this could be a good time to start the SpongeBob video. And I'm going to spend, I guess, the remainder of this time trying to get this section memorized. I don't think you need to hear me fumble through that anymore. So, without further ado, let's go watch somebody else's video, shall we? Alright. Let me make sure this is going to work. Oh god, it's loud.
Alright, let's do this. You are about to see 3 short clips.
By the way, I hope this is a good video, because I didn't vet it. So, whatever it is, we're watching it. Alright, I'm going to get to practicing. I'll see you on the other side.
From the popular cartoon SpongeBob SquarePants. As you watch, try to find the one theme that they all have in common. Ready?
Man, these patties sure are delicious. I wonder what's in that secret formula. Everyone at the Head Enhancement Clinic said nobody would notice.
Some people are even late on Sunday. Hi, Mailfish.
All right, SpongeBob, you win. Stay inside forever. Yours is truly the Iron Will. Now, Cat! A gorilla! Save
Okay, guys, really, this is your saddest attempt yet. Even Chip knows that's Patrick in the same costume he wore for Halloween last year.
No, really! You gotta come save me!
Hey, Sandy, who's your friend?
But you're supposed to be in the gorilla suit.
I am in the gorilla suit. I thought I was doing a pretty good job.
If you're Patrick, then who's that? Ah, a real gorilla?
Huh?
So, anything stand out? Let's take a closer look.
I thought I was doing a pretty good job.
If you're Patrick, then who's that? Ah, a real gorilla?
It might strike you as a little weird that not one and not two, but all three of these clips have specific references to fish who are wearing costumes or some kind of skin. But this must be a coincidence, right?
Wrong!
And these aren't even a fraction of the clips that you are about to see. Welcome to Skin Theory. Now, before we get rolling, a quick overview. First, we'll explain the basics of skin theory and define it. Next, an in-depth analysis of one very important moment from the show. After that, you'll see every single example of skin theory currently known to exist. Then, the various interpretations of skin theory will be discussed, and we'll try to answer some of the biggest questions concerning what it all means. And finally, we'll look at the creative minds behind SpongeBob who could have had a hand in creating skin theory, as well as one man in particular who might be responsible for it all, followed by some closing thoughts. Now, let's begin. Skin theory can be summarized with one basic definition and 4 supporting principles. The basic definition is all of this. You can read the official definition here, but basically what this is all getting at is just one simple idea. And the idea is this. Within the show SpongeBob SquarePants, there are a shockingly high amount of these bizarre moments where some character will take off their skin or put on someone else's skin or use fake body parts or dress up like different types of fish or reveal human features underneath their fishy exterior. In simplest terms, that is skin theory. But the key here is that these moments are incredibly common, way more common, in fact, than any other children's cartoon show. And that brings us to the first principle. Skin theory is based on the analogical nature of human society compared to what can be observed in Bikini Bottom. Or in other words, the inconsistency of basic societal norms in Bikini Bottom are deeply disturbing. As for the second, skin theory is not hidden from the characters in SpongeBob, it is hidden from the viewer. So essentially, all the sea creatures in Bikini Bottom are aware of this skin wearing, and they recognize it as normal, acceptable behavior. On to the next principle. Skin theory is propagated by extra-textual forces, meaning skin theory isn't just a weird quirk that formed naturally or accidentally, but rather it was intentionally injected into the show by the writers, producers, and showrunners who worked on it. Also, notice that the references to skin theory are densely concentrated within seasons 1 through 4, but they rarely appear in seasons after that, and there is an explanation for why, which we'll get to later. Anyway, the fourth principle. Skin theory is a multifaceted work in progress. So there isn't just one official interpretation, but rather there are multiple sub-theories out there. This includes the ritual aspect, the mass psychosis element, and the costumed human hypothesis. And yes, those do sound completely insane. But later on in the video, we're going to go into detail regarding all 3. Okay, what's next? So at this point in the video, you might be thinking, this idea is ridiculous. It's insane. I would need to see many, many solid examples before I even think about believing it. And that's good. Skepticism is good. But you're about to see those examples. After all, the 3 clips you saw at the beginning are only the tip of the iceberg.
On a couple of Class A suckaroonies.
If you want arms like these...
All right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before we can truly appreciate what's going on here, we need to firmly grasp the first principle. Here it is again. Now, this analogy isn't really something we think about when we watch the show, but it's always there, and it's very important. There are a whole bunch of examples that can illustrate this point.
Alright, pause. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. First, I'm gonna check. I wonder how this has affected the viewership. Yep, it went down. That's what I was thinking. Classical guitar brain rot. Yep. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, I'm gonna play this from memory, and it's gonna be epic. Watch this. Oh no. It doesn't have to be in time. Actually, I don't know. I played through it. Well, I guess I'm gonna move on and try to get to the end of this. Yeah. Alright, back to this. Sorry guys. We're watching a video class.
But one in particular stands out as especially striking, specific, and deeply disturbing. Everybody remembers dying.
Last Chairbender just asked me, what are my thoughts on skin theory? I don't know. I don't buy it. I think maybe there are rules in cartoons and stuff, and things are just different. I don't know. I mean, we're only 6 minutes into the video, to be fair. But he did say to be skeptical, so I'm not just going to believe any SpongeBob theory he throws at me. I want to see some compelling evidence. So, you know, let's get to it.
For Pi. It's an all-time classic episode from Season 2. Personally, I think this is one of the best SpongeBob episodes ever written. Right up there next to Band Geeks and Chocolate with Nuts. It's got tons of witty dialogue and iconic moments, but you might not even realize that it also has one of the most disturbing moments in cartoon history. But anyway, the scene we're talking about occurs while Squidward is attempting to help SpongeBob complete a list of fun bonding activities.
Well, the first thing I want to do is show my best friend Squidward to everybody in town. Hi there, this is my best friend Squidward. Hey kids, check it out. This is my best friend Squidward. Hi, I want to show you my best friend Squidward.
Hey, Frank. Glad that's over.
Good, because we're on to our next activity.
Which is?
I'm going to show my best friend Squidward to everyone in town wearing a salmon suit.
You're gonna be wearing a salmon suit?
Ah, that's a good one, Squidward. Next.
Oh, so that's actually...
The scene might have...
let me pause it. Oh my god. That's actually a really interesting point right there. The salmon suit. How bizarre is that? Oh my god. It's like... Ugh. Alright, sorry, I'm gonna let it go. But yeah, you know, I've had that thought when I was a kid. It's like, what am I looking at here?
Struck you as a little strange when you first watched it, but in reality, it should strike you as downright horrifying. And here's why. SpongeBob SquarePants is a show about fish and undersea creatures. No surprise there. But these aren't real fish. They're interpretations of fish. And in these particular interpretations, they're meant to serve as parallels to human beings. After all, if it was accurate to how sea creatures actually looked and behaved, the show would look something like this. Riveting. So anyway, in order for the show to work, Bikini Bottom needs to be a nearly perfect parallel of human society. For instance, we see things like boatmobiles, shell phones, and Krabby Patties. And our mind immediately jumps to the real-world parallel that these objects are clearly referring to. In this case, it's a car, a cell phone, and a hamburger. But the same premise applies to broader concepts about society as well. For instance, just like how our society runs on a currency system, where people exchange cash and work jobs to earn money, the same is true in Bikini Bottom. And just like how our society employs a criminal justice system, the same is true in Bikini Bottom. And lastly, our society uses relatable humor as a form of leisure, and so does Bikini Bottom. For example, if someone does something funny in Bikini Bottom, that same action should be equally funny if it were to occur in human society. And from this, it also follows that unacceptable behavior in Bikini Bottom would be considered unacceptable behavior in human society. So far, this should all just be common sense. And this is where things get disturbing. Salmon is a type of fish. Now, to us, fish are just fish. You know, simple animals who are caught and eaten every day. No big deal. But to the citizens of Bikini Bottom, fish are people. Fish are their friends, their neighbors, their family. Fish are literally everywhere they look. So when Squidward puts on this horrifying suit of a salmon, the kids aren't just seeing a funny pink costume, they're seeing a complete stranger walk up to them wearing the naked skin of someone they probably know. I mean, this kid even looks like a salmon. What if he is a salmon? What if his whole family is a bunch of salmon? Think about how disturbing that would be for him. This costume is not okay. It's beyond messed up to think that Squidward would actually do this. Let me put this another way. What would you do if you and your friends were walking in a park one day, just minding your own business, when suddenly a stranger comes up out of nowhere and, oh, what do you know? He's literally wearing the loose, severed skin of a naked human being. Are you kidding me? And what if he tried to talk to you? I mean, that's probably why they're throwing rocks. Squidward looks like he just murdered somebody. Seriously, this is like Silence of the Lambs, but worse. This is supposed to be a kid's show. Oh, but wait. That's not even as bad as it gets, because this isn't actually what a salmon looks like. And I'm not talking about the animation style, I'm talking about the color. Now, I know most of you have probably eaten salmon before, and yes, it's always been this kind of off pink color, but really think about that for a second. That's how it looks on your plate, after it's been cleaned, filleted, and cooked. So on the inside, yes, salmon meat is pink. But what about the outside? What do real salmon look like? Salmon who are actually alive. Gray. They look gray.
Why'd you say that one kid could have been a salmon then, huh? What's the deal with that? I'm just asking questions.
In reality, you need to cut the skin off before any pink parts even begin to show, which means Squidward's salmon suit isn't only the naked, hideously deformed representation of a sentient member of Bikini Bottom society, it's also supposed to be a salmon that has had all of its outer skin sliced off. Holy sh**. Hopefully now you're beginning to see how some of the most harmless moments from SpongeBob SquarePants can completely collapse in the blink of an eye. So the salmon suit is a great moment to analyze, but it's only one instance, and one instance isn't enough to support an entire theory. That's why I've compiled dozens of unique moments, all pulled from a variety of episodes, which you are about to see. But before that, just keep a few things in mind. First, all the clips you're about to see have been taken from seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you might know, SpongeBob SquarePants is currently on its 12th season. This will be explored later. Secondly, you're about to see a ton of clips, but it's very possible that even more exist out there which have yet to be discovered. Third, the criteria...
Okay. Let's see where I'm at with this. Yeah, please discuss the video, of course. Classical guitar brain rot. Oop. Sorry, you couldn't hear me there. I said please discuss the video. I'm gonna try to play through what I have, you know, just to show you what it sounds like. Do fish practice scales? They should. Alright, here's where it is. Oh, oof. Hold on. I'm so sorry, everybody. And then we're back to this. This part I don't get. You have to all of a sudden jump up there. Like, how are you supposed to do that? Bang. And hit all that. I'm not a master of the cage system like that. You have to go from your C cage system to your G cage system. All with no capo. What? Then you do all this. There. Beautiful. Yeah. All right. Let's get back to it.
For what makes something an instance of skin theory is intentionally open-ended.
Yep,
Each one is going to be different from the last. And lastly, as you watch, try not to think of these as individual moments that exist on their own, but rather as connected pieces that all appear in the context of one another, becoming more significant when considered as a whole. Okay, here we go.
I can't go anywhere ever again. Stupid, stupid.
Wow, it sure is dark in here. Look, Mr. Krabs, I'm you.
SpongeBob, you're a genius.
Well, I'm glad you got my point.
So right off the bat, we got SpongeBob climbing into Mr. Krabs' body. And this scene might be humorous when viewed on its own, but when you watch the episode again with skin theory in mind, it kind of changes. This reference is about as cut and dry as it gets. I mean, he literally wears Mr. Krabs. But believe it or not, this isn't the only time that Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob have switched bodies.
Mr. Krabs, some guy in a suit wants to come in before we open.
What? Guy in a suit? No! It's a tax collector! Hide us, SpongeBob! Now we'll walk nonchalantly to the rear exit.
He's got a card. R.A. Penny Pincher Vending Supplies.
What? My machine has arrived? Oh, let him in, let him in, let him in!
They also do it in the episode Skill Crane, although this time the roles are reversed. Next, we have a moment that comes from one of SpongeBob's all-time classics, No Weenies Allowed.
I had a bowl of nails for breakfast this morning.
Yes, so?
Without any milk.
Right this way. Sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the Salty Spittoon. How tough are you?
How tough am I?
Wow.
Got any more tattoos?
The deeper we go here, the more examples you're going to see where one character has parts of their skin ripped off and then reapplied as if nothing happened. Granted, if there were only a handful of these weird moments throughout the show, they probably wouldn't be worth mentioning. But as you'll see, there are just way too many of them to ignore. For example,
Oh, Squidward, could you hold me? I think I'm gonna be sick.
SpongeBob? Newsflash, SpongeBob. I got fired too. This is exactly why we need to go on strike. He can't treat us like this anymore.
and another one.
Feeling better?
No.
How about now?
Nope.
How about now?
And another one.
Hi. I am very ugly, but you should enjoy the movie anyway.
So how much of that woman's face do you actually think was real? Hopefully none of it, because if it was real, then apparently we just saw SpongeBob give a complete stranger third-degree burns. Now that's brutal.
Finally, victory is mine. I win! I win! I win! He got away, sir.
No! He's finally stolen me secret recipe!
Perhaps not, Monsieur Krabs, for it's SpongeBob SquarePants!
So SpongeBob rips off all his skin to reveal another identical-looking SpongeBob underneath. So this immediately raises two questions. First, why? And second, how can we know that this second version of SpongeBob isn't actually just another layer of skin? What if he's wearing 3 of those costumes? What if he's wearing 4? What if every single time we ever see SpongeBob, he's actually just wearing this costume, and in reality, he doesn't even look like this at all? I mean, there could be anything underneath there.
What the barnacle is going on?
Get away from me! Get away!
What are you talking about, Puff?
You can't fool me! You're SpongeBob and that guy who likes the chili.
Continuing with the theme of tearing someone's skin off, this scene is actually pretty shocking. If you're not familiar with the episode, you might be wondering what could have possibly caused the peaceful Mrs. Puff to act in such a violent way. Well, if we just rewind the clip a few seconds, you'll see exactly why.
Guys, they're back!
What's all the hubbub, Puff?
They're back!
Mrs. Puff, it's us.
Right, that's why. Because SpongeBob and Patrick literally walked right past her moments ago wearing full-body skin costumes of prison guards. Also, how did SpongeBob and Patrick change their voices so well?
What's all the hubbub, Puff?
This next example is one of my favorites, partly because of how much it made me laugh as a kid, and also partly because of how ridiculously absurd it all seems now.
Man, these patties sure are delicious. I wonder what's in that secret formula.
Code 12! Code 12! Your disguises can't fool me this time, Plankton!
Everyone at the Head Enhancement Clinic said nobody would notice.
When did this show become Scooby-Doo?
This is the end of the mystery. Well, well, if it isn't our old friend Bluestone the Great.
Seriously, this moment is so abrupt and absurd, it leaves me dumbfounded. I mean, I love it, I think it's hilarious, but it leaves me dumbfounded. Let's consider the language he uses here.
Everyone at the Head Enhancement Clinic said nobody would notice.
Wow, that's some pretty heavy stuff. So I guess there's a place where they go to get this stuff done. I'm gonna play for you now, because I think I'm done with this piece for today. I feel like I've made pretty good progress on it. So I'm just gonna make my way through. What in the name of God have I wandered onto? This is the Sor Hands Q&A podcast. Welcome. Would you say that the A finger is for advanced players or something that you should start using when you're new to classical guitar? That's a good question. Like, it depends on how new we're talking. Like, I think you can get a lot done using I and M. I would start using A for arpeggios and stuff, and I would probably start with, like, Giuliani arpeggios. Maybe these. I'm using M and A there. So you start with, like, I and M. These are really helpful. And then just do the same thing with MA. Those are easier to learn than, like, using A for actual pieces. That'll just help you build up dexterity. Other than that, I mean, yeah, like, it depends on whose method you want to follow, too. Like, I'm pretty sure Sor kind of reserved A only for, like, special cases, like arpeggios. Oh god, can I even play that anymore? I shouldn't even try. I can't play the... I haven't played this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have played that with, like, all I and M. I'm sorry, I can't play that now. I'm gonna play the Schubert for you. But yeah, I'd start with Juliana arpeggios. Sorry if that was a long-winded answer. Basically, I don't know. Do whatever. Alright, check this out. My tempo is so off. Yeah. Wow. All right. So I need to play that with a metronome, and I mean, I think I can maybe speed up that middle section a bit. Just because it's, or maybe slow it down, I don't know, it's kind of fast. I don't know. I have all the notes, I think. And a lot of that last section I haven't played for very long. So, you know, it still kind of sucks. But that's where that's at. I think I'm going to, because I was just trying to play the Sor Mozart variations and like failing. I should probably look at that because it's been a few days since I've actually played that. I've kind of been working on new music. So let's continue our SpongeBob thing, and I'm gonna work on that for a little bit, and maybe I'll play that or something. All right.
Head Enhancement Clinic. Really? The Head Enhancement Clinic? Wouldn't it have been easier for him to have just said the costume store or the mask shop? No, for some reason, the writers decided that he would specifically reference something called the Head Enhancement Clinic, which is apparently a real place that exists somewhere in Bikini Bottom. That's insane. So you're telling me that body modification at a surgical level is so common for undersea creatures in SpongeBob SquarePants that they actually have a fully dedicated, standalone medical clinic for handling it? Really? But even then, it's not a full body modification clinic. It's specifically a head enhancement clinic. So they only deal with heads? What about all the other body parts? Doesn't this imply that there must be other clinics out there too, which cater to things like hands, feet, torsos, etc.? It does, and there's proof for that too. Just look at this guy again. He has to have visited at least a few of those other clinics too, because the color of his arms is totally different from the color of his actual skin. They aren't even close. So not only is the head fake, but so is his entire body. How many surgeries do you think this guy has had? And how many clinics do you think Bikini Bottom has?
Well, I like it. Let's do it again.
Okay.
F is for frolic through all the flowers. U is for ukulele. N is for nose picking, sharing gum and sun licking here with my best buddy.
Wait, did you catch that? Look at this nose shop. Do they seriously sell severed human noses? I mean, these things aren't even fish noses. They clearly belong on a human being. So why does this shop exist? And notice how the show only stays on this image for a fraction of a second. That's incredibly quick. Maybe they're flashing it by you so fast because if they linger on it and the audience really gets to think about what they're seeing, people will start asking questions.
Sassy, wait! Victory is yours.
I knew you'd come to your senses, SpongeBob.
Speaking of shops that sell body parts, SpongeBob was able to find a fake tongue that not only looks and feels real, but is apparently functional enough to allow him to speak perfectly while it's in his mouth. Nice.
Anyone can be a big shot in a hick town like Bikini Bottom. Oh, is that so? Let's hear what you've accomplished since high school, Squiddy. Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot!
Wait, this is what Squilliam looks like in his underwear? He has a muscled human torso with fingers?
I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms. At night, I lie awake in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep. Oh, no! No! Ow.
Quick, Patrick, let's help him. Careful. Put him down gently. Oh. Poor man. If there's anything we can do to help you.
There is one thing. As you can well imagine, my medical bills are extremely high. But luckily I'm able to keep myself alive by selling chocolate bars. Such nice boys. It does my heart good to con a couple of Class A suckaroonies like those two.
So here's my first question. If he's going to cover up his whole body for this bandage disguise, why doesn't he just use actual bandages?
Alright, I'm gonna play the intro for you, the introduction. Check this out. Whoa, was that... Sorry about that. Wow, it's still... Is that peaking the mic? I think my biggest issue is this thing. That. Getting that little thing to come out. It's so hard. I'm just gonna work on that. Alright. Continue the video.
And just wrap that around his body. That would look way more convincing, and it would probably be a hell of a lot cheaper and easier to find. But no, for some reason this guy just happens to own a full body suit that includes, among other things, functioning eyeballs. So there are a lot of absurd moments in SpongeBob SquarePants where the show seems to really take a serious dive off the deep end. And usually those moments are hilarious. But every fan will agree that one of the most absurd moments of all time has to be the final 2 minutes from I Had an Accident in Season 3. Towards the end of the episode, Sandy and Patrick hatch a ridiculous plan.
Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Not until 4.
To lure SpongeBob out of his house by getting Patrick to pose as a violent gorilla.
No, really! You gotta come save me!
Hey, Sandy. Who's your friend?
But you're supposed to be in the gorilla suit.
I am in the gorilla suit. I thought I was doing a pretty good job.
If you're Patrick, then who's that? Ah, a real gorilla? Huh?
Man, there are a lot more zipper suits in this show than I remember. Where's everybody buying them? And how did the gorilla get one that looks exactly like Patrick? I mean, I can understand Patrick's gorilla suit because, hey, even people in human society want to dress up like a gorilla sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. But Patrick? A full body costume of Patrick Star? Why does this suit exist? Is there a store somewhere that sells exact replica skins of every single citizen of Bikini Bottom that anybody can rent out anytime they like? Honestly, that would explain a lot. Oh god, and don't even get me started on the real gorilla. I can't even imagine how they came up with this idea in the writer's room. They convinced a real person to put on a full-body gorilla suit and then shoot him in live action with voiceover dub. You have to be insane to even think of this stuff. And the immediate logical question that comes up is actually exactly what SpongeBob says next.
You know what I don't understand, though? What? What's a gorilla doing underwater in the first place?
Well, it's funny you should... I mean, see, George, they're onto us!
Let's get out of here.
Side note, the voice for the gorilla in this episode is actually renowned voice actor Frank Welker. If that name doesn't sound familiar, don't worry, you definitely know him. In fact, you've already heard his voice in this exact video.
Hey, listen to this, gang. Teenage sleuths solve boat hijacking mystery.
That's right, Fred.
Well, I'd say check on him if it weren't for the fact that we were warned to stay in our rooms.
Frank Welker has been the voice of Fred Jones in nearly every single animated version of Scooby-Doo since 1969. So the guy who is constantly pulling weird masks off of costumed monsters is actually the voice of the costumed monster. This might be the single greatest stroke of irony that has ever been written. Would it be too crazy to think that this might be the writer's way of hinting at skin theory? Perhaps. Anyway, forget the gorilla. What is a horse doing underwater? You know what would be crazy? What if the voice actor for George the Horse was also somehow related to skin theory? Now that would be cool. But there's no way that the writers would have added two insanely deep ironic references, right?
Wrong!
Whoa, I have a feeling they did, though. Alright, so I'm gonna try it again. If I mess up, I die. Barely alive. I feel like I should have died there. It's like I'm hitting the notes. They're not in the right place though. trying to mix in rest stroke and free stroke with that too. Alright, one more time. Really slow. Still. Wow. Wow. I'm trying my best. Wow. Is this the onset of the neurological disorder? Yeah, I'm gonna make you listen to that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why you're watching this, but here we go.
Of course they did. Of course they did. George the Horse is voiced by none other than D. Bradley Baker, another renowned voice actor who is known for, among other things, portraying one particular role on American Dad.
Hey, I have an idea. You could put my brain back into a human body, and I could get a job and earn some money for the family.
Klaus, the talking fish. The talking fish. Are you kidding me? First it's Fred, and now it's Klaus in the same scene. How many levels of irony were these writers on when they made this episode? Seriously, this is the kind of thing you should point to when people say it's just a kid's show. There are no double meanings or deep messages. These meta references are real, and they were light years ahead of their time. These writers might very well have been clinically insane, but they were geniuses. And what happens when you combine genius writers with metatextual references and pure insanity? Skin theory.
Ah! Man Ray!
No need to be alarmed, SpongeBob. Your teachings have transformed me. Besides, I have checks with little poodles on them. I won't be needing this anymore. Farewell, fellow do-gooder.
Bye, Man Ray!
Man Ray takes off his head and walks away. Okay, I guess he could get a pass here because he's supposed to be some kind of mutated supervillain. Fine, whatever, sure. But Patrick isn't.
Not just an idiot, Patrick. You're also my pal. Patrick. Say something, Patrick.
Hi, SpongeBob.
Patrick, you're back!
In this episode, the entire upper section of his head is removed, at least twice, and then replaced with various non-biological pieces, no problem. Compared to other kids' shows, these kinds of moments are unusually frequent.
What can I get you boys?
What are you looking at?
Those.
First of all, that's a fantastic pun. Quality stuff. Second, these moments are strange on their own, but something else to notice is how everyone else in the show is just totally unfazed when they see this stuff happening. Like, the two squids don't even react. They just had the features of their faces sucked cleanly off and then reattached to somebody different. Is this just a regular occurrence for them? Is this just something people do to each other down here? I mean, if everyone is wearing skins and everybody knows that everybody else is wearing skins, why not?
Well, it sounds like it's all your fault.
No, you're right. Mrs. Puff's in jail, and it's all because of me. I'm such a barnacle head. Poor Mrs. Puff. I know. I gotta get her out. But to get her out of jail, first we gotta get in jail.
How are we gonna do that?
I can't be the only one who thought those dots were a part of his body. But apparently not. Maybe they have Velcro on the back? And if he can do that to one of his dots, doesn't that mean he can do that to all of them?
You checked out of the hospital this morning.
Here's the bill.
You mean I'm awake?
Mr. Krabs rips his entire head in half, then reforms it multiple times. Just pause for a second and try to imagine this scene occurring in pretty much any other children's cartoon show from the era. Can you imagine how disgusting this would look if Timmy Turner just ripped his face off in the middle of an episode of Fairly Odd Parents? That kind of imagery does not fly. But SpongeBob gets away with it.
I can explain.
This one obviously isn't that serious of an example, but it does illustrate something weird. The fish here seem to be constantly wearing full body costumes underneath their regular clothes, even when they're skiing. That's a little weird.
Why did you follow me in here? Why?
All right, Mrs. Puff. It looks like this heat's gone to your head. If you're gonna talk to rocks, I guess it's time for you to go on kitchen duty.
Yes! It must be the heat. Yes.
Darn it. Okay, Patrick, let's get out of here. No way! There goes our deposit on these costumes.
Oh, so there is a store somewhere in Bikini Bottom that lets people rent out various costumes which are modeled after other citizens. Where else could SpongeBob...
Alright, I'm gonna try again. You know, there's something to starting from the beginning of your piece and then getting to the part that you keep screwing up. Because there's sort of a, I don't know, if you just go right to it, there's no loss that happens if you mess it up. But if I start from the intro, or the very beginning, it's like, oh, I better not screw it up. So this will be a test to see if I can actually do it. Because if I can, it'll just come out like any other part. It's getting stuck. It's getting stuck somehow. Still missing it. That's everything that needs to happen. I've been working on this for like 2 months trying to get that rest stroke in there. Oh god. I might have to just abandon rest stroking it for now. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. feeling my nails hook. Yeah, alright, whatever. I'm gonna keep going.
Patrick have gotten these rock costumes that perfectly match their individual skin tones. This is probably also where that con man got his bandage costume and where that gorilla got his Patrick costume. So, you've seen a lot of clips so far, but if you still think that these are just totally normal, everyday coincidences.
Sorry, I must address the chat really quick. Intro's really nice. Thanks, I appreciate it. What is rest stroke? It's this. It's when your finger lands on the bottom string versus like going into your palm. Sort of give you a demonstration. That's free stroke versus rest stroke. There's like subtle differences in like how it sounds. Rest stroke usually sounds a little more full versus that's free, rest. You usually want to use it to like accentuate a melody while under it. Like I do the same thing in the Schubert, where like instead of free stroke, you can really get it to come out. I don't know where it is. I'm like trying to make that really loud. Oh my god, did I already forget it? No. No, what happened to me? There we go. I just have to play it faster. The hard thing with the rest stroke is not getting it to go like that. Every time you hear me do that, except for the beginning, I do it on purpose here. But that should be at the same time. Yeah. Is that a good rest stroke explanation? Yeah, no problem. Anytime. And then, have I missed Villalobos Prelude 2? I have not worked on that, but I haven't played that in a while, actually. I'll try. I'll try to play some of it. Like a legato version of that, I guess. My muscle memory has me picking it. You asked for this. I've changed my nails twice since the last time I played that, so my fingers are just like, what is going on? It would be a lot better if I just spent like 5 minutes just doing this. I find this cures a lot. I need to work on that. Yeah, the heavy metal section. Is it always to get more volume? It's rest stroke. It gets a little more volume. It also adds a little more like depth to the note. Like this can be the same volume, but it's a little more like full. Even I'll try to make free stroke louder. Can you hear a difference there? Even though that one is louder. Rest. So I always do it for that high stuff. Rest. Let me actually... Wait, where should it go? I'm always rest stroking that stuff. That's why it's staggered. That's just because I suck. Alright. Yeah. Let's keep watching this, shall we?
Incidences that you'd find in any old TV show. What will it take? What will it take to convince you that maybe something weird is going on here? Perhaps these small, isolated examples just aren't enough, and you're looking for something singular and concrete, something solidly connected to the actual plot. That would be nice, but surely there aren't any examples of that, right?
Wrong!
Now, this is a top-tier episode of SpongeBob. It's got some of the best one-liners and visual gags in the history of SpongeBob, but it also has complicated and nuanced intellectual humor, like...
All right, Pinhead, your time is up.
Who you calling Pinhead?
As a side note, this isn't the only time Pinhead Patrick makes an appearance. There's also this scene from the Doodlebob episode.
You okay, Patrick?
Finland!
Okay, I'm about to go on a tangent, so let's bring it back on topic. Survival of the idiots. There are a couple small instances of skin theory in this episode, such as this.
Screaming will get you no...
And this.
I'm so cold that I'm shivering.
But there are some big ones too. The main conflict is pretty simple. SpongeBob and Patrick are trapped inside the tree dome during winter, and they need to find a way to get warm. Now, there are plenty of ways that they could have solved this problem, but what did they end up doing? That's right, they decided to rip all of Sandy's fur off her body and wear it. Skin theory. But wait, there's more. Do you remember how the episode actually ends? I'm talking about the final 10 seconds or so, the very last joke of the episode. True SpongeBob fans will remember this one.
SpongeBob, Patrick. Don't worry, Sandy. We've got you covered.
More lemonade, boys?
Thanks, Andy.
Spring sure is lovely.
She wears them. She actually wears them. That's wild. Why does this show have so many references to fish that are wearing other fish? Oh, and that wasn't even the final example, by the way. Not even close. There are a bunch more. And lucky for us, I saved some of the best and most bizarre.
Oh, some of those examples are coming up after I play the first variation. issues in there. It's a little sticky. I feel like that one's improved a lot, though. Jason Becker's Air is classical music. Changed my mind. Dude, I love Jason Becker. Jason Becker is the man. Yep. So, anyways. Sorry, I was just thinking about Jason Becker. Yeah, there's little things in there that need to be improved. It's a little sticky still. I feel like my guitar is moving around a good bit too. It's a little annoying. I'm gonna slow practice that and play it again. I'll see you in a bit.
Bizarre moments for last.
Some people are even late on Sunday. Hi, Nailface.
I don't think I even need to say anything about this. I mean, just look at it. The more times you watch it, the less sense it makes. This has absolutely nothing to do with the plot, and even when you consider it on its own, it's not even really that humorous. It's just weird. It's just kind of there. I mean, I guess it's a little funny, mainly because of how random it is, but even then, the show just kind of hits you with it out of nowhere and then quickly moves on to something else. Doesn't get much more bizarre than that. Oh, but it does. It always does. This whole episode is just weird all around. I remember seeing it sometimes as a kid, but way more rarely than the other episodes from Season 1. I imagine it had something to do with this hideous mess of SpongeBob shaped like a snail.
Meow. Meow, meow.
Yeah, that snail monster is pretty disturbing, but that's not even close to how disturbing this guy is. I'd be shocked if you even remember him. After all, he only appeared for like 30 seconds in the middle of the episode. Supposedly, he's a pet doctor that comes to SpongeBob's house to give Gary an injection of snail plasma. So you might be asking, what's so bad about that? Well, see for yourself.
Oh, no. I'm too squeamish.
What the hell is this? What is wrong with his arms? Is this actually how the animators chose to draw him? I swear I did not edit this. His face is clearly purple, and for the most part resembles a regular fish, but for some reason his arms are brown? And he has fingers? Why? Why did they do this? There's just no logical reason that this particular fish should get drawn with fingers. Unless you consider skin theory, of course, in which case it makes perfect sense. Anyway, there's also the question of his arms being a completely different color from his face. I mean, they aren't even close. And I'm no professional animator, but there's just no way that this can be chalked up to a simple coloring mistake. He's either a purple fish who's wearing brown arm covers, or he's a brown fish who's wearing a purple face mask. But then again, what if there was a third option? What if, and hear me out, what if he isn't a fish at all? We're gonna have...
Whoa, cliffhanger on that one. I'm gonna play the same thing again. Whoa. feel like I'm messing up enough times on that I should stop. I'm gonna go back to the practice room. Let's see what that cliffhanger was. Whoa.
We'll come back to this later. But in the meantime, we've still got one more example to go. So, at this point, you've seen over 24 clips from different episodes of SpongeBob that span 4 whole seasons of the show. No matter how skeptical you might be, you can't deny that these references are unusually frequent. Way above the threshold for any other children's cartoon at the time. There's only one more episode I want to look at before we go into the explanations behind Skin Theory. And this one is dedicated to the hardest of hardcore skeptics out there. You might be thinking, these examples are weird, but at the end of the day, they're only individual moments, and I still need something bigger to convince me. So, what would it take? Perhaps a full episode where the entire plot revolves around fish that are wearing skins? Maybe. But then again, there is no episode like that. There's no way that the writers of such a beloved children's cartoon would allow something so devious and subversive to make it on TV. Right?
Oh, I'm sure they will, don't worry. Show it to us.
Right?
Wrong!
Oh, yes. Muscleball Buff Pants is another classic from the early days of Season 1. And just by picturing the episode in your head, you probably know what I'm about to say. 2 words. Anchor arms. They're giant, inflatable, skin-like appendages that anyone can wear. Seriously, it doesn't get...
I used to be a wimp, and now I'm a jerk. I used to look up to that shark when I was a kid.
Get any more black and white than that. The whole episode literally revolves around SpongeBob wearing skin and pretending to be something that he's not. And the funny part is, his trick actually works. The other fish totally buy it, as if these enormous, laughably discolored arms are somehow realistic. Are they actually that dumb? Perhaps. But what if they're actually aware that SpongeBob is using false arms, and they're just not saying anything because it's so normal for people in this society to see other people dressed up in skin? Also, how do anchor arms grow hair? And how do they become veiny? Notice how he never mentions the actual material that these things are made of? So what are they made of? What if these things are made of actual skin? At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised. But wait, let's go back to that television commercial. There's something about it that might actually be more bizarre than anything you've seen thus far. I'll play the whole thing again, so watch carefully and see if you can find what I'm talking about.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Hey! Hey, you! Whippy, whippy, whippy. Oh, I'm a little peanut worm. Are you too much of a whip to work out? Are you a weakling? Built like a sponge? Well, now you too can have muscles.
Huh?
With anchor arms! They slip on like a glove. Just add air. How big do you want them? Normal? Veiny? And for the ladies, hairy. I was a wimp before anchor arms. Now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me. So order now, wimp.
Wow.
Did you catch it? Right here. Who is this supposed to be exactly? Are you telling me that this shark used to look like this? How? There are so many things wrong with this transformation, I could make an itemized list. In fact, I think I will. Number 1, his skin color inexplicably changed from dark green to light gray. How did Anchor Arms do that? Second, his stature and size are completely different. Are you telling me that Anchor Arms straightened out his bad posture and added 50 pounds? Where did those pecs and those abs come from? Are they fake too? If they are, why aren't they the same fleshy color as the Anchor Arms? Third, his eyes seem to have mysteriously shifted onto either side of his face, and his vision is perfect now. No need for glasses. Fourth, why do his teeth look like they've been filed down to points? Fifth, and this one really freaks me out, he has fingers all of a sudden. Where did these hands come from? How much body modification did this guy have? Forget about the head enhancement clinic. He must have visited 100 different clinics to get all this surgery done. Maybe his entire body is some kind of Anchor Arms type suit. Okay, almost done, I promise. There's only one more instance left on the list, and it comes from the same episode, Muscleball Buff Pants. Before the idea of Anchor Arms is even mentioned, we see this.
Howdy, SpongeBob. How's it going?
Not too close, Sandy. I tend to get smelly when I'm pumping iron. Check it out.
Well, you're smelly.
All thanks to my state-of-the-art weight set.
I don't want to disappoint you, SpongeBob, but you won't see any progress lifting those.
Oh, really?
That is, if you want arms like these.
Huh?
Or these. Or these.
Well, Sandy has an incredibly muscular human arm. There's no way you can tell me that came from a squirrel. No shot. That actually looks like it belongs to a bodybuilder. So how did it get there? Well, when you consider skin theory, the explanation is actually pretty simple. Sandy didn't simply pull up the sleeve of her scuba suit. She actually pulled up the sleeve of her squirrel costume. Sandy the squirrel isn't a squirrel at all. After seeing everything you've just seen, you probably have even more questions than when we began. Why are there so many instances of fish wearing the skins of other fish? What are these skin costumes actually made of? Why does everyone in Bikini Bottom seem perfectly okay with these bizarre moments? How many of the fish are involved in this conspiracy? And what do the fish actually look like underneath their hidden layers? Do the fish even exist at all? And what kind of madman would write a children's TV show with so many disturbing undertones? What does it all mean? Well, skin theory is a...
Well, we're gonna figure out what it means. Augmented. Is this really how Zoomers practice? Dude, I ain't no Zoomer, I'll tell you that. Too old for that. Must be effective because Cameron's really good. You know, I don't know. Still is really weird to me. Yeah, no, I would only do this, like, for, like, how long have I been practicing? Like, 2 hours, 2.5 hours? I don't know. The first hour, as long as you don't have a video, I think that's good. And then, you know, anything after that, you're just kind of extra practice. I wouldn't condone this either, but, you know, it's fun. Whatever. Alright, back to the
work
video.
in progress, so a lot of these questions are actually still being debated right now. But let's talk about 3 different sub-theories that can each explain skin theory in a different way. You might find that some of these ideas actually answer more questions than you realize. So why are the fish in Bikini Bottom constantly wearing costumes and pretending to be things that they're not? Maybe we can answer this question by looking inwards and thinking about the various reasons that people wear masks and dress up in human society. Well, the most common reason nowadays is for entertainment purposes, like putting on plays, or for holiday traditions like trick-or-treating on Halloween. But for most of human history, this was not the case. In ancient times, and amongst native tribal communities, masks and costumes have traditionally been worn for religious reasons. Now, the exact reasons behind this are wildly diverse and specific to each culture, but there are some common themes, one of the most popular being to represent powerful gods or local deities, whose spirits are channeled down to a physical location and communicated with in an attempt to gain favor. Note that these rituals are usually dedicated to specific spirits within a localized pantheon, not just widespread deities like Buddha or Jesus. And again, there is a lot of variation here among many human civilizations, but usually these worship deities are supernatural entities with specific geographic ties to a location, who have specific days in the calendar dedicated to their worship, and who possess significant powers to do either great good or great bad, depending on what they're supposed to represent. Masks have also been used to symbolize deceased relatives, allowing those in attendance to communicate with their loved ones from the afterlife. And one more reason that early human culture used ritual costumes was to teach lessons and record history through choreographed reenactments. There are countless examples of people in ancient Greek or Roman society who would completely change their appearance for these purposes, sometimes transforming themselves into a different...
Alright, I'm sorry to interrupt the conclusion of this. Was anybody watching this? Does anybody care? I kind of missed a little bit of it. I've been kind of not paying attention. I don't know. I think next time I might stick to another interview. I feel like it's easier to listen to than some convoluted SpongeBob skin theory. But I'm gonna end this one soon. I could play the Sor Hands variations, but I don't know if I want to. play the last thing. I might go for the ending. Let's see how that goes. Let me take these headphones out. Alright, last thing you'll hear, maybe. I might stop halfway through. Oh, just going right for the end. Forgetting this. There we go. All right, I've been practicing long enough. I'm gonna go do some other stuff. Let's see. Anybody still here? I can't believe it's been like over 10 people watching this the whole time. That's amazing. Thank you so much for tagging along. And I don't know, I might do this more. It's kind of fun. It kind of makes me focus. I think you're seeing the limits of my focus though here. It's a little hard to go past like 2 hours. But, you know, I think I made some pretty good progress on stuff. If I'm going to keep practicing tonight, it would be BW997. And, God, that Storm Motes Variations is, like, that's... I need to either abandon it or actually work on it. I don't know. It's not ready. It should be. I've had it memorized for a long time. Yeah, anything else? Any final, like, questions or anything? Yeah, that video really is something. It's, you guys can watch the rest of it on your own, I guess. Sorry about that. Yes, it is still the SpongeBob video. We're done now, though. Can you sweep pick without a pick? I can certainly try. I mean, I could use my finger as a pick. Like... That's pretty tough. It's a little bit easier with a pick. Ooh, I need a bigger pick. I have a bigger one here. This is made of tortoise shell. Don't tell anyone. It's a little bit harder on a classic. Do I remember all my like patterns? No. Wow, I suck. I don't know. Sorry. No, I can't. Not even with a pick, honestly. What else, man? Use your fin? I don't have a fin. I don't know what that means. Yeah, no problem, James. Anytime. Alright. That seems like enough. Well, I'll see you guys on the other side.